As far as he could tell, the difference between interdimensional physics and black magic was that one started with a P and the other with a B. Chairman of the Board Radcek had the entire solar system alerted, searching for Tam. Even as Benteen ran that unpleasant thought around the inside of his head, his implant sent a chime through his thoughts. Message? From whom? Fear returned in an instant, tensing his nerves, pumping through his veins. Benteen flicked on the photonic comm that channeled through his implant. The image projected before his eyes was a news shot. Artolia Shane, as she was paraded into a corporate board of inquiry at the Hall of Justice, her hands cuffed behind her. Artolia was accompanied by a phalanx of lawyers. Not that it would do her any good. Chairman Radcek and his henchmen would orchestrate the entire proceeding. The depth of Artolia's machinations had been discovered. She'd been flanked, ambushed at the last moment, and set up for the fall. Corporate politics wasn't a game for the timid. Those who lost considered themselves lucky if their only censure turned out to be exile or incarceration. Benteen suspected that Artolia, having come as close as she had to unseating Radcek, would pay with her life. Tamarland, hope you're getting this. Artolia's head counsel's voice accompanied the images of the courtroom. Whatever you do, under no circumstances should you return to solar system. I'm sending a short burst photonic encryption, starting now. A red dot flashed in his hollow, indicating that the compressed photonic code had been received by his implant and placed in memory. The red dot flashed off. The image faded. Benteen tilted his head back into the astrogation chair's cushion and closed his eyes. She'd already risked more for him than she should have, had somehow wrangled at the last instant to assign him to Vixen when she could have used his life as a bargaining chip. That bit of loyalty had been above and beyond call, despite the intimate aspects of their relationship. She knew they were onto us, Benteen whispered as the countdown continued. The miracle was that he'd made it this far. And, in only minutes now, he might make it all the way. Escape. For the last couple of days it had seemed impossible. Yet here he was. It had been too good to be true when a reservation under a false identity placed him on an express flight to Neptune, where corporate Marines had met him at the shuttle hatch and escorted him to Vixen's airlock. By the time he'd been directed to his quarters aboard the exploration ship, word had broken of Artolia's arrest on charges of corruption, sedition, extortion, and murder. By removing him, facilitating his escape, she'd ensured that no one could interrogate Tamarland Benteen about his actions on her behalf. All that blood, all that murder and death. He might have been Artolia Shane's most potent weapon, but with Calypso Radcek's victory, Tam Benteen would now become Solar System's most hunted and feared criminal. Tam had no trouble imagining that familiar and mocking smile as it curled Artolia's delicate lips. Yes, you won again, didn't you, my love? Vixen, do we have a go? Targeson asked the ship. All systems are go, the ship's AI replied in its reasonable voice. Benteen glanced around the astrogation center with its controls, workstations, and the hollows displaying endless data. Once this would have been called the bridge. Now it accommodated Captain Targeson, Engineer Wang Chung-ho, and First Officer Cecil Vquillet.